Alrighty, I'm going to start with a little bit of this Kevin Aquand, the Primed Skin Developer that my friend Vanda sent me. I am officially out of my Tarte Clean Slate Primer, so I'm going to use this one up before I go and purchase another one. I'm going to use NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. So far, I give this an A+. I really like it. I do feel, however, that for me, this would be better for winter instead of summer. Even though I don't have like super oily skin, my skin is also not like super dry either. So I feel like this will probably be better for me in the winter. But it's actually kind of cool outside today, so I am going to wear it. I was told this foundation goes on best with fingers, but I don't know. I don't want to put my foundation on my finger, so I'm just using a blender, and this is the Real Techniques. See, I think this color looks awesome on me. Sephora, you can suck it. All right, eyebrows are next, and I'm going to try to get my eyebrows done super quick. I've really been liking this Pixie brow palette. I mean, I haven't used Brun since I got this. Like, I really like this palette a lot. The good thing about it is it's only $12, which I don't think is bad at all, especially considering you get a lot of colors in this palette, so you can kind of, you know, create your own brow color. You can highlight under your eyebrow. Anyway, I really think this is definitely worth the $12. And I'm letting my eyebrows grow in right up here on the top, so that's why I've got like a ton of little hairs there. Alright, and I just set my brows with a little bit of this L'Oreal Brow Plumper. When I use this, I comb through in an upward motion, because eventually my eyebrows do lay down, but I like them to look more, I don't know, sort of natural instead of just like laying on their side. I feel like if they look just the slightest bit disheveled, that looks more natural. Okay, so what I'm doing now is adding a little bit of soft ochre paint pot. This is going under my eyebrow and also into my crease. Alright, next up is Lay and Low. This is another paint pot from MAC. That is what it looks like. That's going to go all over my lid. Just the mobile lid. I love that. I love it when I hear people say that. Just on the mobile lid. Meaning just the part of your lid that moves. I'm sure you understood that, but I felt like I needed to say what the mobile lid was. And I'm applying some of this to the lower lash line, or just below, I should say. Alrighty, for today's look, I am using the Morphe 35O 350. Don't know, but that's the one that I'm using. I finally broke down and bought it. I resisted for a long time, but then I finally decided to just go ahead and do it. You guys have all seen this. Really nice for fall. It's cheap. If you find someone on YouTube, and it's not difficult because every popular person and their mother has a coupon code for Morphe. So you can go on any popular person's YouTube and find a coupon code. That's what I did. So I got this palette. I also just ordered the Fall into Frost palette, so I'll be getting that soon. Okay, so starting off in the crease, I'm going to take a combination of these two colors here. And my nails are, I can't remember, but it's from, I can't remember the name of it, but it's from the, a collection that came out a long time ago from OPI called, or it was the Germany collection. I can't talk. Anyway, it came out years ago. It's one of my all-time favorite colors, so that's what I have on my nails. And I'm applying this color from the outer corner to the inner, starting in the crease, and then I'm going to blend it up just slightly. So what I do is I start in the crease, I tilt my head back a little bit, I look down, make sure this color is evenly distributed through the crease, and then I look straight ahead into my mirror without raising my forehead and blend right onto my brow bone. And this is an e.l.f. brush. This is a little cheapo $1 e.l.f. brush that I'm using. See there? All right, so remember when I said I wasn't going to do any more product reviews? Well, I lie. And I have to tell you guys about this because there are a lot of you that have eye shapes like mine. There are a lot of you that have hooded eyes, small eyes, whatever the case may be, and you have difficulty with certain brushes when it comes to either detail work or whatever. These brushes from Blank Canvas, these are the E10 socket brushes. Awesome. Awesome. This is what they look like. I have 2 of them now. Just for comparison, because the 221 from MAC is another favorite of mine, but I want to show you, oops, I gotta move this stupid mirror. You can see the difference. So this one here is the 221, that's the Blank Canvas. The Blank Canvas brush is perfect for me because I keep getting that skip in my crease. This eliminates the skip. I can also get very detailed on my brow bone when blending. Awesome for the lower lash line. And what's nice about this is that this brush ships from Ireland. Not only was it cheap, after the conversion it was $8.01, but they didn't charge me any shipping. So I have a third brush on its way. So I do recommend this if you have eyes like mine or any of the eye shapes I mentioned previously. This is an amazing brush. So again, like if you get any of the skipping in the crease, you just take this little brush, put some color on, and you can get right in there and eliminate any skipping. This is just my new favorite brush. New favorite. Also, another suggestion too, when you're laying your color down, instead of just immediately starting to go back and forth with it, what you can do is press your brush into your crease, and definitely if you have more mature lids, start by pressing first. This will help to eliminate skipping. If you have very crepey eyelids, press first. You'll thank me for it. And then what I'm going to do is just start blending upward. Then I'm just going to take a clean brush and go in and do just a little bit more blending. This is a MAC 217. I'm also going to take that teeny tiny brush and I'm going to go into these 2 colors here. I was using those, now I'm using these. And just a little combination of those 2. And I'm going to go right along my lower lash line. And quite literally what I do is I just bounce the brush back and forth and then tap a little bit of it off, just in case you were wondering. I know sometimes it can be confusing when people say, oh, you just take a combination of these 2 colors. Well, it's like, how are you doing it? That's how you do it. All right, so it looks a little bit messy right now. That's not a big deal. All right, you guys, so bear with me here because I'm trying to create the right shade of like brownish orange here. So what I'm going to do is take another combination of 2 colors, this one here and this one. And those are going to go into the outer corner here. Actually, I'm going to use that little brush. So again, I'm just going in to these 2. And I'm just pressing the color in with that little brush. The nice thing about these palettes is that you can just really sort of go to town creating colors. I think I'm going to add a little bit of this one here. Same brush. Ooh, I never do frost out here. Alright, so let me just kind of review what I did because I don't want anyone to get confused. Because there are no names to these colors, I guess it's easy to get lost. So this is what I did. I'm just going to reiterate here. So in the outer corner here where all of the orangey type shades are, I took a combination of these 2 colors here first in the outer corner, kind of combined those. Then I went into this color here and layered that over the top. Now I want to deepen it a little bit. I want to make it just a tad darker. So I'm going to go into, let's see, I'm going to take the middle brown color here on my blank canvas brush, and I'm just going to go right into the crease here and kind of bring it down just a little. Okay, I think I got it as dark as I want. So what I was saying earlier is palettes like this are awesome because you can create colors. You can mix them together to come up with something new. And there's so many options with a palette like this. The quality is not the greatest, you know. I get fall down with all of my eyeshadows, always. But some are worse than others, and I feel like this one is definitely the latter. You know, I get a little more powdery, you know, and I've noticed quite a bit of fall down with these. But again, not a big deal. I can handle it. You know what I mean? I'm not nitpicky. But I really do like palettes like this just because you can get very creative with them, you know. And like I said, you can mix the colors together to come up with something new. So for the outer corner, I took the darker brown, which was this one here right in the middle. And then after I used that one, I kind of tapped into this even darker brown right next to it. So obviously, like this look, some of you might feel a little confused because I've done so many things, but it's just kind of, I guess, to give you an idea of how you can use the palette, that you're not sort of like stuck with just having to use one color. Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab my Costa Riche eyeliner here from MAC. And I'm going to put that along the lower waterline. I took a little bit of Costa Riche, put it on the waterline, and then you can see I went a little crazy right here, which was an accident. Anyway, I'm going to use this little teeny brush here just to blend this a little bit more. And then I'm going to take my blank canvas brush and I'm going to go back into those two crease colors, which are these two here. And I'm going to go along the bottom. What I do is I take my brush and I swirl it in the darker color first, and then I go into the lighter color. Now that we're like super duper smoky, obviously you don't have to make it this smoky. Okay, the next color I'm going to use is this one right here. And I'm going to use my finger to apply this. I don't want to go too light and I don't want to go too dark with this. So I think this one will be perfect. So when I'm using my fingers to apply eyeshadow, what I do to make it easier is I adjust my eyeball. And I know that sounds really weird, but when I'm trying to get into my crease, I'll look down to stretch my eyelid out. When I need to get into the inner corner, I'll look that way and down. So I kind of adjust where my eyeball is going to be depending on what part of my eyelid I'm trying to apply color. So I feel like what ended up happening here was when I put that color on, it just got a little monotonous, right? So I'm going to take this lighter color here, this one, with my finger, and I'm going to press this in over the top. This is very pigmented. And I'm just pushing it in. You notice I'm not just going back and forth. Okay, so I put that lighter color on, and then what I did was, that original lid color that I used, I tapped my finger into it and just lightly pressed it over the top, and I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, and then for the inner corner, I'm going to take that color, which is probably one of the most beautiful in the entire palette. This one right here on a little pencil brush, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of mascara on and tightline, and because watching people put mascara on is not fun. They make funny faces, their mouth is wide open, you can see straight up their nose. So I'm going to spare you guys, so I will be right back. Alrighty, so I have some mascara on. Now I'm going to go ahead and conceal. Lately I have been doing my concealing and everything before I put my mascara along my lower lash line. I still have not gotten used to putting like my like eyeshadow and whatnot along the lower lash line after I put concealer on. Maybe one of these days I'll hop on that bandwagon. It seems like a good idea, like a smart thing to do, but I'm just so used to doing it this way, and I've been doing it this way for so long, but when I see somebody putting their concealer on first and then going back in to finish their lower lash line, it seems like a good idea to me. I'm just putting a little bit of my NARS powder in my under eye area here, just to set the concealer. Alright, so I'm going to go back into the palette, and I'm going to use this lighter orange on that blank, one of my blank canvas brushes, because they are both now filthy. And I'm just going to run this in my under eye, or along the lower lash line here, just to soften it up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to powder the rest of my face. I'm going to use a little bit of my NYC powder here. It's a loose on my MAC fluffy brush. It's been so long since I've used this. This is a 187. I can't even remember the numbers anymore. Alright, let's stick with Morphe, shall we? I have this palette here. It is a bronzer palette that Vanda gave me. And I think I'm going to use this one here. I have no idea how much this palette costs, because like I said, Vanda gave it to me, but I can't imagine that it's too expensive. I'm going to take this darker shade just below and add those, or mix those two together. So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth like that. I'm going to end with the lighter color though. I don't want the darker one on top. I realize that sometimes I talk and it makes sense in my brain, but then sometimes it may not make sense to you guys. So what I mean by on top is, when I put my brush in these two different bronzers, okay, I always end with the lightest color on my brush first, so that I have the lighter layer on top. That's what I mean. Like in my brain, I'm making sense, but then sometimes, you know, when I'm editing and I have to edit stuff out because it doesn't make sense. Alright, so something that I wanted to tell you guys is, if you don't want to wear your eyeshadow as low as I have mine, obviously you don't have to do that. But if it happens on an accident and you're not quite sure how to fix it, you can use your concealer brush, go along the edges, and then you can take a little bit of powder. I would suggest maybe a powder that's not translucent, something that has just a little bit of color to it, and go over the edges just so that it's not so super smoky. But I'm going to leave mine like this, even though I have to go to work today. Oh, I don't care. I work at night. Nobody sees me, right? So what's the big deal? Alright, and then for highlight, I'm going to use a little bit of Soft and Gentle from MAC. Alright, and then for highlight, I'm going to use a little bit of Soft and Gentle from MAC. A little bit. Not a lot today. Alright, and then I'm definitely going nude for the lips. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this Ulta lip liner in Flesh. And I've really been on this kick lately with Ulta lip liner and my new best friend from Essence. It's Almost Real. That's what it's called. It's a liquid lipstick. Alright guys, so we are all done. I hope you like my look for today. I realize that this is really super smoky and maybe a little more diffuse than how some of you would like to wear it. But honestly, my main goal was just to show you guys how you can take a palette like this and experiment with it, mix colors, and have just a little bit of fun. You should never own a palette like this and open it up and think to yourself, I don't even know where to begin. Just dig in there, mix colors together, and put them on. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? You just have to take it all off. This probably goes without saying, but obviously don't experiment when you're in a hurry, right? So just have fun with these types of palettes, okay? That's basically what today's video was about, was just doing a little bit of experimentation with the colors. But it did turn out very smoky, which I don't mind. I think it would look really pretty with maybe a wing and some lashes. If you're just kind of coming across this video and you're wondering why I don't put lashes on, because everybody puts lashes on. Not everybody, but I'd say 90% of YouTubers put lashes on. makeup people. Anyway, I'm so good at rambling, aren't I? I'm allergic to lashes. Very rarely do I put them on. Once in a while for a video I will, but not for today. But I think it would look really super pretty. And my lips, I like it. My nose is running so bad, which is why the foundation has come off there. Oh, another thing too, if you guys have any requests for videos, whether it's makeup or for vlogs or just like sort of off the wall type stuff, please leave that down below, because I do get to the point where I'm like in a rut and I'm not sure what to do. So even if you have something that you want me to do, like a tag video or whatever, please leave that down below for me. Help a sister out, all right? All right, you guys, that's it. I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.